Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? I'm Dale Pinkert. I'm with www.yourtradingroom.com, where I'm a trader coach. I run swing trade programs and coach prop traders and platinum members at our company. How's everyone doing? Good afternoon, Rocco Buster. Well, so man, because they bought the rumor and sold the fact. Hello, Archiga. But perhaps there'll be one more march north in Euro. I think it's going to be a great shorting opportunity in the British pound as well. Hello, Lopez. So as usual, let's start off with the U.S. dollar index. Everyone could see it. So last week, I said that we might be putting in some type of high for a second drive to a top and that there would be a pullback. And we had this little pullback. It may be enough, but I suspect maybe one more little pullback in here over the next couple days. And then I do expect new highs in the dollar index. I don't believe the lows that we put in the British pound at that 153.20 level or in the euro at 133.60 was the low. The fact that the S&Ps were able to generate rallies even though they've all been sold into. They held that 1100 level last Friday that we talked about and were able to mount a very struggling type rally, but a rally nonetheless, which looks to me like it could roll over at any time, but you could also make a case. Hello, S&P chart. Where are you? We have to be patient as traders, right? But not when it comes to waiting for a chart. There we go. So here we were last week on the webinar. I said, it's possible the S&Ps hold this level and try and mount one more advance. And so far they've been able to succeed. The last few days they've sold into all good news about Europe and everything else. And, it looks like, they're one bad day away from breaking down. But you could also make the case that perhaps it pushes back up again as well. So tough call, but this is going to be the linchpin. Right now, I'm favoring another push up into early next week, which will give us one more little dip in the dollar to buy into and to sell into markets such as Euro USD, British Pound USD. Any questions on the scenario there? Part of the reason in the dollar index, when you look at the 60-minute chart, you have one drive to a bottom, right? What kind of low was that? There was a little divergence there, but it was pretty much a confirmed low, right? People getting used to identifying when a low is confirmed or non-confirmed. Had a little rally, then we had a non-confirmation. So if we had one more sell-off into this low, I believe we'd have another non-confirmation. So very possible that there's one more sell-off left in here and there, and that's where we get the turn. Thank you, Fernando. So my preferred scenario is the dollar sells off, takes out these lows in the next few days, that we have our second non-confirmation here, and then we resume the advance in the dollar. Because there are a couple of numbers I'm very focused on that I'm going to share with you guys. And a few of these pairs based upon technical formations and confluence of technical numbers all coming together in a similar area. There's no rule. The key is to identify what is a confirmed low and what that implies. Confirmed lows and confirmed highs imply new highs and new lows that may or may not be confirmed. Capiche? It's not a matter of quantity. It's a matter of what happens at that particular high or low. Okay, let's go to pairs. Start off with USD CAD. Everyone see it? So CAD is really it's not a matter of the quantity of loads, it's what that low or high is saying at that point in time. For example, on the 4-hour chart in USD CAD, John B., what kind of high would you call this? This high right here. These are the types of things I teach at YTR and coach people on. It's confirmed, right? Okay. Here were a series of new highs, right, that were not confirmed, right? You got a correction. What would you say about this high in Canada? Okay, you have a non-confirmation. Right, okay. Everyone else get that? So you could have looked at this rally point here and known that, you know what? Even though we correct because we had a confirmed high, I should perhaps look for a place to get long, looking for that additional high. Okay, that's the implication of it. Plus, you could have figured there were going to be a lot of stops over this area, and they finally elected them today. So now that we have a non-confirmation, maybe we get a pullback in Canada. I wouldn't chase it up here because of that non-confirmation. It doesn't confirm when it doesn't confirm. Right now, it's not confirming. That's all you could say. You can't say that if Canada rallied 200 pips from now, by the time we got to that high, maybe there wouldn't be a divergence. It's just saying what's happening now, not a predictor. It's information for you to process that a market is running out of momentum and could be ripe for a turn. Does that clarify it, John? Because you not only have price highs, you have momentum peaks. Okay, momentum peaks are, happen, and then you have markets making highs on lower momentum or making lows on better momentum. It's just a process of trading. So any questions on Canada? I won't chase it. It was here. This may be number 2. This may be number 2. And we get a little pullback. Yes. Okay, let's move over to the British pound here. If you recall last week, we were sitting at 153. I showed a longer term chart. That this 153 level was a support level, and I thought eventually we'd get at least a 400 pip advance. Anyone recall that? I said wherever cable bottoms, look for 400 pips. Soul Man, you don't remember that. Okay, anyway, we did. We've had 400 pips. So here's another instance of a non-confirmation. What kind of high was this, John? Confirmed, right? So even though we had the correction, the implication was there was another high coming. So you could have looked for places to get long, knowing that we had a confirmed high here, most likely we'd get a new high. And that high did not confirm, and we had a sell-off. Now, could there be one more push up? That's exactly what I'm looking for. Here are the reasons. All the way back here, the British pound left a gap down that we didn't quite fill. The low that day was 57.72. 57.72, and today's high was 57.15. So the gap is filled at 57.72. I have a return line here that is meaningful to me. It comes in at 157.71. And then at times when you look left to where a market could get back to, I'd say this was a significant low, and that's 157.80. So I have a lot of confluence of things coming in. 157.70, 157.80. That's going to be an area of interest for me to consider shorts. 14 days. And then I'm looking for a sub 151, maybe 149 British pounds. Okay, moving over to Euro. What do you call this formation with this rising line and this gradually rising line? Anyone know what that's called? What kind of wedge? Yep, there you go. Rising, which has bearish implications. Correct on both counts. Right. So we broke down out of this rising wedge, right? And I talked about to our members to look for a retest of it, which we've had a few, and it's come off, and it's possible there might be another one. You know what this reminds me of? I showed this in here for weeks. Rising wedge on the British pound, that it kept testing the wedge line before we finally got a decline. So you see the similarities between that and this. Look at this retest. Look at this retest. Okay? So maybe we have one more coming. Yeah, but they change in value against each other too. This is a Euro cable spread. So we've had divergence here. I'm thinking maybe we get one more push up towards, 37.30 or so. If the dollar has that one more dip. And perhaps one more retest of the wedge line up here. So that's where I think Euro's going. Take out a few more stops, maybe even without taking this out. Maybe it can. But it's starting to look heavy to me, and I do believe these lows will be taken out. So it could be ready to go now, or there's one more rally left in it. That's going to be a shorting opportunity in my view. Any questions on euro? All right, over to US dollar yen. This to me looks like a stop hunt. You know, here's one drive, here's two. They took out the stops from here, and then sold off. They took out the stops above this high here, and then sold off deeper than they should have. I mean, if these areas were so significant, why does the market retrace after it does it? Because they shop for the stops, and then they take it down. They shop for the stops, and they take it down. So I'm going to be looking for shorting opportunities here in the coming days. Maybe we get above this high, 77.10, 77.40, because it's still my contention that before it's over, that the yen has one more low left in it to complete a three drive to a bottom formation. So I'm still looking for 75.40 and maybe 74.30 in the yen. Okay. Any questions on the yen? So you could take advantage of stop hunts. When you saw the market here, you go, they want buy stops here. They continually are shopping for buy stops without much follow through. So I still think there's one more washout here. There'll be great divergence. That may be a significant low. Okay. The commodity currencies are really taking it on the chin with all the negative news out of China. The copper market, the base metals markets have plunged. But perhaps we're set up for maybe some type of push back up. If I'm right about the dollar sell-off, maybe back towards the dollar. I hope either Chicago Bears this week. Sure. I want to see where USD Swiss ends up after this dollar weakness, see what kind of rally it could give. I think it's vulnerable. The daily looks kind of vulnerable to me. Maybe we get a pretty decent retracement there. So just a quick review. Canada, probably ripe for some type of correction. We do have divergence on the daily. I believe we have it on the shorter time frames. The British pound, I'm looking for maybe another 150 pips up to the upside, maybe early next week to attempt short position. 57.70-ish, looking for these lows to be taken out, 151 to 149. Euro maybe one more attempt here, but then I'm looking for about 132.60. I think we'll take these lows out. Yen, I'd be alert for shorting opportunities. I'm looking for the completion of this formation, which in my view needs one more good decline to new lows to clean out all the weak bulls that have been long for about 2 months, hoping for intervention. And perhaps this will come in with a final bond rally that could occur if we break down in the S&Ps. Should the S&Ps break down under this 1120 low, it's going to be the catalyst for all those pairs and the dollar heading back up towards the 81 area. And it's a coin toss to me. Maybe it has one more push up into October. Dollar weakens, and then that's it. And the dollar starts heading back up, and we break down. I'm looking for 1050. All the other indicators that are leading indicators like copper and even silver, things that led the advance are broken stock, so it doesn't bode well for the S&P. So I'm figuring whatever jiggles we get here for a few days to a week or so, that we're going to take out these lows and trade down here. 1040, 1050 is my S&P target. Here's silver. Can it rebound? Sure. For a trade, but I don't know if I could call this a long-term bottom. Because look at the momentum. Looks like a broken market to me. So maybe it rallies back to 35. I know a lot of people were looking for 25 bucks, but you really need deep pockets to trade that. What the wildest market out there. I don't know. You could call this an island top. Could it rally? Yes. Could it trade 1300? Yes. I don't like it. Oil, I actually think has the best chance of the commodity group. Of putting in a bottom sooner. Not sure if that's because of recovery talk or something geopolitical out of the Middle East, or maybe OPEC. If I were OPEC, I'd cut production right now because the dollar's rising. So you would get higher prices in an appreciating currency. That's a pretty good deal. What do you think? Okay, at this time in the webinars, I'd like to ask all the attendees to think about if there was, well, not really. We never took the low out. You have to make a new price low to know it. It didn't do it. If you learned anything new today, what it was, if you learned anything new or something struck you that you may be able to use, give me a why and tell me what it was. Good, Ken. Good, Merck. Yes. Good, Fib. Thank you, Fernando. Good, Lopez. Soul Man. Okay. So I'm happy to share that with you. I want to thank everyone for their attention, because that's your time. Time's your most valuable currency. Pips come and go. Time is gone forever. So thanks for spending your precious currency with me. Hope that it's adding value to your experience in the markets. If you're interested in having someone like me as a coach, consider joining YTR. I do. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you, Matthias, Adinda. Say hello to everyone. Maybe you could send me a link. You're welcome, Soul Man. Soul Man, you remind me of a friend of mine. You know what he says? If it's free, it's me. Ever hear that expression? The key to happiness is wanting what you have instead of having what you want. Okay. All right, Matthias. Send me a link. Appreciate it. Good hunting, everyone. See you, Soul Man. Thank you, CS. Lopez Archiga. I care very much about them. I have strong attachments. You're welcome, Mayor. Nice to meet you. Happy New Year. Yeah. See you, everyone. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I'll see you.